Ms. Graham, you have one more for us, don't you?
Yes, and Dr. Hummel's going to come up.
Dr. Hummel, the quick doc.
Thank you.
Doctor, you are recognized.
Thank you, sir. The second resolution is something I'm very passionate about as a pediatrician. This is the issue of candy-flavored tobacco and other flavored tobacco products, which are sort of the latest marketing ploy to get this into the hands of children and teenagers. And so to do the presentation on candy-flavored tobacco, again, I have two wonderfully and beautiful youth from the Martin County High School to present from the Students Working Against Tobacco program.
Good morning, ladies. Please state your names for the record.
Good morning. I'm Rebecca Della Espriella.
And I'm Megan Koenig, President of Martin County High School Student Working Against Tobacco. As members of the Students Working Against Tobacco program in Martin County, we would like to take the time to thank the Board of County Commissioners for taking the time to address the issue of flavored tobacco products. By adopting this resolution, Martin County will become part of a statewide movement to encourage the Florida legislature to pass new laws regulating the sale of these products and keeping them out of the hands of underage minors. 25 individual cities and 30 of Florida's 67 counties have already passed similar resolutions, encouraging retailers to voluntarily stop the sale of flavored tobacco products in their community. Internal industry documents released during the Master Settlement Agreement revealed that fruit-flavored and candy-flavored tobacco products were created to intentionally target youth. Studies have found that youth use these flavored tobacco products at rates 3 times higher than adults. They have become the starter products of choice among children and teenagers. This is especially important since 85% of new tobacco users start between the ages of 12 and 17, prior to legal age. These new products are also sold in brightly colored packages that mimic actual candy products. Some of the products, such as snus, do not even identify that the package contains tobacco. This leads to confusion among store clerks, making it easier for underage teens to purchase the products without even providing identification.
Of course, these products are intentionally sold in the retail outlets where teenagers most frequently shop. Students Working Against Tobacco clubs in Martin County conducted surveillance in 2010 and 2011. We found that 75% of retailers within 3 miles of our middle schools and high schools sold flavored tobacco products. Tobacco is also a gateway drug among teenagers, leading to increased use of alcohol and other drugs such as marijuana. As if to lead the way, local retailers also sell fruit-flavored and candy-flavored blunt wraps. These flavored tobacco products are designed to be stuffed with marijuana to create marijuana cigars or blunts. The flavors make it easier for young people to smoke the drug, and the flavors also mask the odor of burning marijuana. The problem is only going to get worse. Several companies have developed edible forms of spit tobacco. These products are essentially nicotine candies, clearly designed to hook kids at younger and younger ages. The products are currently being test marketed in Colorado and North Carolina prior to being introduced nationwide. This resolution demonstrates that the Board of County Commissioners takes seriously its commitment to protect the health and safety of the entire community, including Martin County's youngest and most vulnerable citizens. Hopefully, the growing list of city and county resolutions will inspire the Florida legislature to pass meaningful laws to restrict the sale of these starter products so that they do not fall into the hands of children and teenagers. Once again, we thank you for taking the time to draw attention to this very important matter, and we would now like to turn over the presentation to Dr. Hummel.
Thank you very much. The part I'm sort of tasked with showing you is exactly what these products are, and really it's a bit of trick-or-treat with the tobacco industry. Since the lawsuits that were settled in the late 90s have restricted advertising of these products, the tobacco industry has gotten more and more clever at putting flavors in the products in order to attract children. So what you're looking at on the counter here are samples of tobacco and candy. So for example, cigars. We know when we grew up that you could get bubblegum flavored cigars. They're brightly colored things. Now what the industry is doing is replacing that with plastic tubes that have actual flavored cigars. So this is a watermelon flavored cigar, and I'm going to pass this over to the deputy to share with you so you can get a whiff of exactly what that means.
You didn't even smell it yet.
Flavored cigarettes were banned by the Food and Drug Administration about 2 years ago. What the industry has done to bypass that is create basically cigars that are cigarettes masquerading as cigars. So this is a flavored filtered cigar is what it's called, but because it's not technically a cigarette named cigar by the industry, this bypasses the ban on flavored cigarettes and also the Florida excise tax. These are available in our local stores for anywhere from 99 cents to $1.59 compared to a pack of regular cigarettes, which is almost $6. And again, I won't pass this around, but it's the same basic idea. It's a grape-flavored or a watermelon-flavored product that's designed to target kids and make it cheap. Because of the secondhand smoke work that's being done, a lot of the things have been shoved into what we call spit tobacco. The industry likes to call it smokeless to imply there is no secondhand smoke. These products are equally dangerous, and they're moving away from what you and I would consider traditional tobacco products into things like snus. So here's a candy product called Frost by Icebreakers. Here's a can of Camel Snooze. They create these packages completely to confuse what these are, to masquerade them. Clerks may not know what they're selling youth. They may not even know it's tobacco in the can. If it's sitting on a desk at home, a parent may not recognize it as a tobacco product. And again, I'm going to open this one up and pass it around. This is spit tobacco in little pouches. It's a new one, so I'm having trouble opening it. Basically, little wads of spit tobacco. But the idea is it's completely masquerading what the product is, and it's, again, a flavored product, and I'll pass that around so you can get a whiff of that one. But one of the more disturbing ones is to actually change those products into edible tobacco. There's a big movement in the industry to create literally nicotine candies. This is clearly designed to target children. So here are these products that have been around for quite a while by this manufacturer. This is wintergreen, this is coffee, and these you actually eat. These are little tablets. There's no spit because you dissolve the whole thing in your mouth.
Actually smoke better than cigars.
These do not sell very well, but what's happened in recent years is other manufacturers, namely Camel, have looked for ways to make that more candy-like. So here is a Tic Tac package and a photograph, and that's very hard to see, I understand, on the camera. But basically the packaging mimics a Tic Tac packaging, and the tablets are exactly the same size. Could you zoom that in for me? Sure. I'll put that toward the middle here.
Like this smelling. Wait a minute. It smells good.
So again, a little hard to see, but this is there we go. So this is a package of Tic Tacs, and this is the size equivalent package of these Camel Orbs, and it's literally nicotine candy. They had to put a label on that was more, that had a warning label on it. Nowhere does it say how dangerous it is on that package, so they've changed the packaging. This is not available in Martin County yet. It's coming soon. They changed the packaging to a more user-friendly image. They're moving away from this into this because they needed to put the warning label on it. But again, these are youth-friendly packages of basically edible tobacco-flavored candy. And this is the products that we are faced with throughout the state of Florida. The problem right now is certain counties in Florida have tried to ban these outright. That's not been met with great support because it is a legal product that adults should have access to. And so right now there's a statewide movement, as the girl shared with you, to turn this into a state action. Can we get the state to weigh in on this and make some determination as to how best to handle this? Can we restrict it to adult-only stores? Can we bury it under the counter where it's not visible to youth and that sort of thing? And so the resolution that we're going to share with you here in a minute is to ask your support for that statewide movement to have the state do something more substantive with these products. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Ms. Beaupre, are you ready? It looks shorter.
Yes, this is a little bit shorter, and then I have only one more proclamation. A resolution urging tobacco retailers to stop the sale and marketing of flavored tobacco products in Martin County, Florida. Whereas tobacco use is the #1 cause of preventable death in the United States, and almost 90% of tobacco users started before they were 18 years old. And whereas each day more than 4,000 young people try smoking for the first time, and another 2,000 youth become regular daily smokers. And whereas the Surgeon General has concluded that tobacco advertising greatly contributes to youth smoking rates. And whereas an estimated 1/3 of adolescent experimentation with smoking can be directly attributed to tobacco advertising and promotional activities. And whereas the Master Settlement Agreement reached in 1998 between state and attorneys general and major tobacco companies forbids cigarette manufacturers from directly or indirectly targeting youth in advertising, marketing, and promotion of tobacco products aimed at initiating, maintaining, or increasing youth smoking. And whereas internal tobacco industry documents strongly suggest that manufacturers intentionally target youth through the use of candy-like flavors in tobacco products. And whereas research from the Harvard School of Public Health, published in November 2005, found that cigarette makers are targeting young smokers with new candy and liqueur-flavored brands that mask the toxic properties found in tobacco smoke. And whereas tobacco companies use youth-oriented, colorful, stylish packaging and exploit adolescents' attraction to candy flavors with names like Mandarin Mint, Winter Warm Toffee, and Twist-a-Chill. And whereas research by Martin County students working against tobacco youth shows 75% of local tobacco retailers located within 3 miles of middle and high school campuses in Martin County sell flavored tobacco products, 2010 Martin County Store Alert Surveillance. And whereas the Florida Youth Tobacco Survey shows that at least 87% of tobacco obtained by youth in Martin County is obtained through social sources, not direct underage purchases by the minors themselves, and therefore existing age restrictions are an adequate protection to keep these flavored products out of the hands of their primary users. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Martin County Board of County Commissioners, the Martin County Commission urges all local retailers who sell tobacco products to cease the sale and marketing of all flavored tobacco products, which are defined as loose tobacco, including snuff flower, plug and twist tobacco, fine cuts, chewing tobacco, snus, smoking or snuffing tobacco products, and all other kinds and forms of tobacco, including but not limited to cigarettes, cigars, smokeless tobacco products, and blunt wraps, prepared in such a manner with the purpose for chewing, inhaling, smoking, or ingesting in any manner, which have been flavored through the addition of natural or artificial flavorings, herbs, spices, and other means, with flavors characterizing fruit, candy, alcohol, or other similar flavorings, with the exception that menthol will not be included in this definition. Duly adopted this 27th day of September 2011.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Beaupre, for that. We have a motion by Commissioner Fielding, seconded by Commissioner Smith. Any further comments?
Just a general comment.
Sir.
For legislation, I would narrow that down a lot.
Yeah, we have.
I think that will, honestly, it's all important, but I think the message needs to be consolidated down to so it's something that people can really latch on to. That's my only.
Commissioner Fielding?
Yes, please. I would encourage us to.
Microphone.
Sorry. I would encourage us to include, let's put this on our agenda. You think we could do that, Kate? That we might add this to our legislative agenda.
I agree with that. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Doctor, I would be remiss if I did not ask you to introduce the other two students that came with you for the presentation, please.
I'm going to let them introduce themselves. I think that'd be more fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sure.
Well, you keep confusing one of our Boys and Girls Club staff members as a student.
I looked over it several times.
Jay Ford is actually a Boys and Girls. He has a wonderful story, which I'll share with you sometime.
He should join the Historic Preservation Board. He looks very, very young. I looked over at you a couple of times, sir. I apologize. That's a compliment. When you get older, you'll be happy when people call you young.
Hi, I'm Sarah Campy, a freshman at Martin County, speaking on behalf of the candy-flavored tobacco effort.
Thank you very much. You look like a very familiar face to me. We appreciate that.
We would have had her speak. I'm sorry. We would have had her speak a little bit more, but we didn't want that perceived conflict of interest.
That's right. We only allow one campy at a time to speak in this room. Thank you very much, all of you. Appreciate it.